the leader of the Warblers, Nolan Gerard Funk, whistled his way to the head of the class on Glee. And now Nolan Funk is opting for something a little bit racier in the new film, The Canyons. And we are so excited to have Nolan Funk here in the house. I'm sorry, I didn't do it at the beginning.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Funk.
Oh, you ladies got moves.
Welcome. Okay, so let's talk about this movie, The Canyons, for just a minute, because this movie, it might make some people blush.
It makes me blush, that clip they just played, so.
Let's talk about your character. You play Ryan.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your character and the movie itself.
You know, Ryan's this really wholesome guy when you first meet him, and then you discover that he's being lured into sort of this web of deceit, and you know, he's having an affair with Lindsay Lohan.
And he gets into a dirty industry.
I mean, it's a dirty industry. It's Hollywood. So.
Yeah.
Did you read this script before? Because let's go back to the sex, because there are some pretty racy sex scenes in here. Were you looking forward to this with Miss Lindsay Lohan?
I mean,
Be honest.
Listen, when I moved to Hollywood, just like Ryan, I came with the dream, being an actor. And you know, and I always, I've known who Lindsay Lohan was for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I found out I was making out with Lindsay. I was excited.
But here's the question, because you know, Lindsay Lohan she's Lindsay Lohan in most things that she does. So in this role that you were playing with her, did you get past the point that she was Lindsay Lohan? Did you see her for a character, or was it just?
Yeah, Lindsay? I mean, you know, once you're filming, you're thinking character, right? So I was Ryan, who was in love with Tara. There was. You know, the paparazzi, all that other stuff, it was sort of irrelevant.
And you get in some pretty uncomfortable situations, too. You wear this teeny tiny bikini.
And
Do we have that?
Do we?
Let us have that. It's very.
You have to work out for
what
that.
was that day like?
Prepared for that?
That day was making me blush for sure.
Did it fit you?
It did not. I mean, it was all busting out in there. You know, the thing is, like, that was our first day of shooting.
I was just asking.
So that was the first day of shooting.
We're here to get details.
So that's how you warm up to Lindsay Lohan. You put on a little bikini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, can we switch gears a little bit to Glee?
Yes.
Because your fans out there on Twitter are just like loving you and loving you so much. They want to know, because you've been on Broadway, what's tougher, being on Glee or being on Broadway?
I think they're just so different. Glee, you have no time. So you're rehearsing, you're recording. I mean, it all happens within a matter of a few days.
Yeah.
So it's challenging.
It's quick.
But you know, I love being on Broadway, and it's definitely something I want to do again at one point.
Now, you know, everyone was so sad to hear about Corey Monteith's passing, and I know that you're both from Vancouver, and I understand that you actually knew him before you worked on Glee together.
Yeah, that was definitely a shock. You know, he's a great guy. He was a great guy, and yeah, you know, we knew each other way before either of us had sort of been on TV, really.
And everyone's going back to work soon, I think.
Yeah. There's definitely a different tone with everybody in the cast.
Yeah,
Any idea how they plan to handle his character in the show, in the scripts moving forward? Have you all talked about that as a cast?
No, I mean, I don't really know what the plans are. I mean, as we saw with Hunter, he had his bout of steroids use.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so now, you know, it depends what, you know, how many fans write in, I guess. I don't know what's happening to Hunter.
What was Corey like on the set? Because you tweeted that he was a great guy and very supportive of you, maybe because you all knew each other from before.
Before we ever, you know, the night before I auditioned for Glee, I actually ran into him at the grocery store. So I just kind of always had him connected with that experience of that show. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of Twitter,
yes,
you have an intense Twitter following. People were tweeting us today from all different fan groups. Okay, there are the Nolan's Funkettes, Nolan's Bro, the Nolan Funk Army, Nolan Fandom, Nolanators, Nolan Funk Online. They want to know if this is going to go online later.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, you know, it's amazing. Honestly, like, you know, I never thought when I randomly created @NolanFunk as just like, this is my Twitter, and I didn't really know what it was. And then sort of seeing like the fans from Glee, and then amazing fans from Awkward. You know, some of them maybe a little bit young to watch the Canyons. Gotta say that. But, but
there'll be a lot more fans.
I'm so grateful. You know, it's amazing. I'm really grateful to my fans, and I really try to go through those messages and just really, you know, keep a gauge on what it is they want to know.
Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of them are watching today, so they're probably all very excited that you were here, and thank you. We were excited that you were here, and
thanks for jumping on the subway to get here.
That's right.
Very cool.
You all can catch Nolan in the Canyons on video on demand and in select theaters starting August 2nd. So Nolan Nolan, thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you. We'll be tweeting you soon.
Please do.
Okay, coming up, Hollywood's highest paid actress reveals who do you think raked in the most cash last year?
And the man with America's #1 song ruled Rockefeller Plaza this morning. Robin Thicke gets Ben Aaron and fans rocking to some Blurred Lines. You like that song, Nolan?
I love that. I was just
I
getting
bet you
down.
love the
I'm just
video,
like,
right?
I do. I like that video.